Hey everybody, continuing on with my ACC predictions today, we're going to be doing Wake Forest. Wake Forest, has been pretty good lately. They got this offense that can score, a bunch of points. They're cranking out some hidden talent, that's getting plucked up by maybe some bigger programs. Kind of a shame. They got a hell of a coach in Dave Clawson, man. I am super impressed by what he does with the amount of talent that he gets at Wake Forest, and I got huge respect for that, of what he's able to pull off. So let's take a look at their schedule. Can they get to a bowl game? Maybe more? I don't know. Looking at these games, it's pretty tough. I'm having a pretty tough time deciding on these things, but let's take a look at it and see what we got. You start out with 2 easy games against Old Dominion and some SCS school. It'll be no problem. Those teams aren't very good. Your first ACC game comes in Week 3 against Florida State at home. Listen, Florida State is going to be a pretty tough game this year, so I think Wake Forest actually loses this game. And it was a tough choice, but I think Florida State might be sneaky good this year. Maybe they come out and pop you guys up. But listen, Wake Forest can easily win this game if Florida State's not what I think they are. I could see this game going either way. Big time, Florida State is still going to be trying to figure themselves out. If Mackenzie Milton just a shadow of his former self, then I see you guys winning this game. You guys have a good offense. You can outscore FSU, no problem. And it was tough, but I made the decision by a hair. I could easily see this game going either way. Okay, then on the road at Virginia. Unfortunately, I got this as a loss too. I'm just high on Virginia. I think they're going to be really good. It's a road game. It's going to be tough for you guys, but it's very possible. Again, another very possible win. The third in the row is Louisville. I have it as a loss. Now, I know this is kind of crazy, and in all reality, they probably won't go 0-3 in this stretch. I know. But when I was doing the ACC predictions, honestly, with Wake Forest, they're such a just inconsistent team. They just make no sense. So what I did with the ACC was, for Virginia and Wake Forest, I penciled in everybody else's wins and losses, and then I just saw what Wake Forest and Virginia wound up to be. So I've got some funny stretches like this maybe. And I know that's not the best way to predict the games. You got to look at the matchups and everything. But let's be honest, middle-of-the-road ACC teams, not easy to predict. They're honestly wild cards. I mean, these games can go anyway, and it's most likely that they're not going to go 0-3 in this stretch. But listen, Florida State, Virginia, and Louisville are 3 teams that are, I think, not bad opponents. And these games could all be very losable. Do you lose them all? I doubt it, especially since 2 of them are at home. This is kind of the worst-case scenario. But let's move on and see, because I got some more maybe unexpected wins in the back half of the schedule. I got you getting your first win on the road at Syracuse. Syracuse is going to be terrible. It'll be an easy time. Then your bye week against Army. And now Army is a triple option team, which screws a lot of people up, okay? I do have you pulling out the win against Army on the road because of the bye week, and obviously the talent difference will be there. But if anybody's heard of this, it's called the triple option hangover. But teams that play the triple option don't come out of it unscathed. They're all beat up from, getting cut blocked. I think you can pull this one off against Army, but you're so beat up, you got to come back next week, and I have you losing to Duke. I know it sounds crazy, but listen, cut close to good coach, and they get you at a good time, and they have a bye week right before this. And I know it's a home game, but it's the same state. It's not like it matters that much. I know it's a rivalry game, so anything can happen. I think Duke can pull this win off against you guys. They get you at the perfect time. So this is a crazy schedule prediction. It's about to get crazier, though, because check this out. I got you guys beating North Carolina. That's right. I have you guys losing to Duke one week and then beating the Coastal favorite in the next week on the road. Like I said, it's a rivalry game. Anything can happen. They're coming right off of the Notre Dame game, too, on the road, which I think they can win. But even if they don't, they'll be beat up to hell, so you get them in a good time. It is on the road, but like I said, it's a rivalry game. Anything can happen. It's not a far trip because it's both in North Carolina, and I think that Wake Forest can pull off this win against UNC. I know, it's freaking crazy. I can't believe it myself. But, that's how I got you guys. Pretty crazy. Losing to the worst team in the conference one week and beating the second best team in the conference the next. I also have you guys beating NC State at home. You come home for your first home win. Yeah, looking at that, it sounds crazy right now. But I have you guys getting your first home win against NC State. This game is honestly a 50-50 game to me. And I think that a lot of these freaking games are 50-50. And a man can go insane trying to predict these things. So I had a mental battle with myself trying to figure this out. But guess what? This is what I freaking got going on. And that's just how it landed for Wake Forest. So that's what I'm going to roll with. And I think it's 100% possible Wake Forest can pull this win off against NC State at home. Could see it going either way. Maybe you swap it out with one of the earlier games. But like I said, this is just kind of how it landed for me in Wake Forest. Honestly, don't know what to think of this team from year to year. But you can almost pencil them in for, 6, 7, 8 wins, and you're going to be right 9% of the time. So that's what I did. Okay, then Road at Clemson. This is not a hard decision. That's a loss. Clemson's amazing. It's not a surprise to anybody, especially since it's on the road. Tough place to play, too. So, Wake Forest can score, but Clemson's defense is going to be stout this year. So I just don't expect you guys to beat Clemson and then finish up against Boston College, which I have as a loss, too, because I'm super high on Boston College. Think you guys could pull it off. Think you could, but it is on the road, Boston College is really got rolling lately. You're probably about as good as Boston College, though. Be honest. Wake Forest is a good team. Are they better than 6-6? Yeah, I think so. I think this is the lower end of it. Maybe you grab a win against Louisville. I think Wake Forest is at least a bowl team. I doubt they lose any more games than 6 games. But like I said, that's just kind of how this landed for me. And I use some logic in this and some just ACC chaos. Listen, you got to have the brain of a madman when you are predicting these games, okay? Who can freaking predict Wake Forest versus Virginia? Not me. Not me. That's how I wound up doing it. And whatever it is, Wake Forest probably winds up in the 6-6 to 8-4 range. And you don't get to play Georgia Tech, so that's a loss you get to avoid. Thanks for watching. Go Jackets! And I'll see you next time.